Hello, everyone. Captain Troy Handsome of International Rescue here with Coffee Lich and Braylev. How are you two doing today?
Doing great.
Doing all right.
All right. Good to hear. Welcome to episode 11 of Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel. Reese, thank you for the lurk and technically being first to tonight's stream as we continue where we left off with the party in the land of Zinda as they've just arrived. Would anyone care to recap? Or am I on recap duty?
I shall attempt the recap.
I thank you very much. It is much appreciated. Take it away.
So, at the beginning of the last episode, Suchi woke up the next day after Molo's death and funeral service or whatever. We had a little bit of a time skip. I don't remember how much we decided it was. Doesn't matter. He immediately started his search for a way to bring Molo back from the dead, and Danya Rosa and her son, whose name I forget, informed him of some vagrants or vagabonds or whatever the word was, who might have some knowledge of a way to do that. Suchi went looking for that particular group and did ultimately find it and found that they were searching for a means to bring people back to life through some kind of divine wine or something. I don't remember exactly what it was. But they were going. Oh, I just remember they were. So it was like there's some political squabble between like three ruling parties or three leaders of this region or area or something.
Mm.
And one of them hired this group to investigate the others or to stop the others from being evil or something. And they were going to get paid with two servings or two servings of this blessed resurrection wine. So in exchange for his help with fulfilling this task, Suchi Suchi agreed to help them with that. And in exchange, they would give him one of those servings of the blessed wine. So he joined up with one of their agents, Grandmaster Bone Smasher, Braylif's new character, and the two of them set off to this region. And literally the first thing that happened upon getting here is that they found a fucking dead person in an alleyway. Suchi went over to check to make sure to see if that person was actually alive or not, and then 15 guards straight out of oblivion just spawned around us and are about to tell us to stop like their criminal scum. We're probably about to either get arrested or commit actual crimes fighting our way out of being arrested.
Or both, right?
Or both.
Porque no los dos.
Porque no los dos. Exactly. We're gonna get into a fight to prevent getting arrested, and then we're gonna rack up an extra bounty, and then we're still going to ultimately lose and get arrested, but it's gonna be so much worse. And we will no longer have any legal defense of I didn't kill the guy. There's so much evidence that I did not kill the guy I didn't kill that guy, but I did kill the 50 cops that came after me, assuming I killed that guy.
Makes it equal, right?
I think so. I actually have to step away for a split sec. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. I'll go ahead and reveal for the class what's behind door number 1. Door number 1 being not, so you might see behind us that there is like a doorway. That's not door number 1. Well, it's part of door. This entire screen that you see behind me, in case you're new, is actually where we'll be showing up the map on Roll20 very shortly. We can see like the dangling chandelier up top, those glowing candles. Those will all be removed so that we can see this map. Here we have up top Sushi and Squeak, the definitely alive NPC, as I alluded to in the title, over on the right, with the unconscious symbol, and definitely not the dead as fuck symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Braylif, could I ask you to introduce your token again for your character?
Oh yeah. So Grandma's token still hasn't been made, so I'm using the photo of our friend Frank as a placeholder. So he's this stock image looking guy.
Stock image looking guy. That's a high praise. I like it. Hope that to be me someday.
I've used him as a token in other games, and my friends legitimately thought I just like pulled him off of Google or whatever.
Nice.
It does give off like very stock image energy.
I appreciate having the token that I believe you made of me, because since it's uploaded into Roll20, I can, at a moment's notice, surprise my Roll20 players with a depiction of my face on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, my other realistic looking tokens that are my favorites include Dwayne The Rock Johnson as a boulder, a trap in the Lost Shrine of Tamawakan, and Elf Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Alpine Reynolds. Forgot about Alpine Reynolds.
How could you forget about it? I don't know. There's been a lot of D&D. For me, I've been fully like playing D&D for the past 3 years, probably. Not as long as either of you, but we've definitely squeezed in a lot of D&D in that time. All right.
We have an anime convention starting tomorrow, so we're gonna get to play even more D&D.
Ooh, nice. Congrats on more D&D. In-person D&D, which definitely hits differently.
Can't wait to get 4 different cases of COVID stacked on top of each other.
Oh, I believe in you. I believe that you will not only not get multiple cases, but get no cases.
That's the plan. We have a friend that works at this convention, and last year, like, half the fucking staff came down with COVID right after the convention.
Oh,
including
that's
all.
rough.
We did not, though, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, I hope that you come away healthy and unscathed. I know I recently went to a large event where previously such an event I did contract it, but the last time I went, I did not. So fingers crossed. I can't cross my fingers because I don't have a model, but imagine that I only exist in this form. I definitely don't have a physical body or shape behind this avatar. So just imagine I'm crossing all my fingers for you.
Thanks, Lightning.
Lightning exists exclusively as a PNG, and therefore his files can be hacked and modified at any moment.
That's right. Is that a challenge? I don't know. I cannot say.
I have actually already installed a virus hidden throughout Lightning's model. If you hover over his left eye for 3 seconds, I steal all of your bank information.
I appreciate you picking my left eye, as that is the quintessential Sans Undertale eye. So thank you. Oh, actually, I can play that here. Let me just pull this up. You feel
get demonetized.
It's not long enough. It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I brace yourselves, everyone. Also, welcome back to Lights Darkness, who went to a large 60 at sea world resort here in Australia. Half the party ended up with it 2 days later. Yes, you can play it. Like, wait, did you play like a 60-person? I'm sorry, I'm slow to the punch here. Is it 60 people on this at the resort? Is like 60 people playing like a TTRPG? Good times.
I like the unintentional implication that the 3 notes of Megalovania there were in direct response to the like 60 potential people playing D&D.
Yeah, they're like, what's that? What's that sound? Where's that coming from? It's just me like coming down the hall, peeking in through the door. My left eye that has that virus that I was about to ask you, is the virus hot though? Which isn't character for me to ask. Yeah,
The virus is not hot, in fact.
damn it. Now I'm upset. I can play the full song? Yeah, I probably could. I actually don't have the full song ready though. Oh, that's okay. Perhaps not. I'll
Not
make it
this
like
time.
not game shops. Oh, they do have excellent remixes on their channel. Yeah, this was just because Discord now has a soundboard feature, which I think you all might remember last session where I played you the one of my voice, that was deep fried and only in the left ear for some reason.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be a special redeem. That'll be at 100,000 bits or something with bits. Sorry, 100,000 points. So more expensive than the ARA redeem, which I'm not gonna say out loud because I'm not giving y'all a free one of those. Even though you can get a free one by going to my channel and clicking on the clips of that Brailiff made. But exploitation of my digital avatar persona aside, we ready to hop back into it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just zoom out. So yes, you inspected the body. Definitely dead, despite me blatantly lying in the title, which by the way, I was considering adding a redeem where I'm not allowed to lie for like 10 to 30 minutes. But that until then, I can lie all I want, especially because I'm a DM. You
I feel like removing the DM's ability to lie would kind of like make D&D less fun.
Yes, I shall only have it active for my non-D&D streams.
All right, add a character. What's your social security number?
Oh, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Of course.
All right.
My social security number is 123 fake straight.
Wow, that's an impressive social security number. It has letters in it. I wish my social security number had letters in it.
Yeah, it was a special one-time promotion they were doing for a couple of days. You could get your social security number to walk kind of like a vanity license plate.
Mm.
Just send in a custom order and a small service fee.
I'd pay for that.
Anyway, my identity has been stolen like 17 times since then.
I like to think that you were about to say 17 times since you first said it like 45 seconds ago.
I do expect the number to go up, but...
Yeah, chat, with your help, we can make that 18.
Yep. I'm shooting for 25 by year's end.
It's a noble goal. I'll change the, I guess I don't have the followers goal on this page. I'll change the goal to, it'll be like, have my DM/player's identity stolen 25 times. We're at 18, everyone. I see that the light's darkness has mused that it's cold there IRL, which I assume means it's because it's winter there as opposed to here where it is summer, and as opposed to in-game where they are in a humid environment. It's not too bad, but it's not unbearable. It is just slightly uncomfortable. And I also see musing that GLaDOS is the best liar of them all. I recently saw GLaDOS, not in person, not in real life, although that would be pretty impressive. Also, I probably wouldn't be alive here to tell this tale, but I saw her because of a Tumblr post of her being shipped with... Did either of y'all see this on Tumblr? It's her being shipped with someone. Because you know how Tumblr users like to play with JPEGs like dolls. I'll have to find it. I don't remember who. Okay, but yes. You're surrounded. Let me pull up the associated conversation. So to recap, the still figure you saw was surrounded by spilled gold coins and slumped against the wall, head tilted to stare at you. You'll see that this particular dwarf, that individual, is wearing lavish robes. And as you step back out to inform the rest of the party, you see three individuals wearing gold filigreed armor, shouting for you, character, yeah, shouting at your characters. Hey, you there, stay where you are. We'll say that the one on the left over here is the one that said that specifically.
Oh gods, I don't trust like that.
Grandma takes one step.
Technically, you stepped, well, you did step away from one of them. You did also step towards the other one. So from a, what's the name of that? From a utilitarian standpoint, you did stay where you are, as you were still...
I like that.
You walk in a perfect circle and then your net distance is 0, so you've technically followed the rules while also still obviously breaking them.
I love following the rules and also breaking them at the same time. They call me Schrodinger's DM. Yes.
Cops, having famously no sense of humor, do not understand the hilariousness of this situation and break your kneecaps.
They can try.
Alright, this particular individual here is going to step closer and say, you're going to like look over at the slumped body. They're going to look over you all. And they'll say, did you harm that man?
No, I was
I
checking.
don't remember. It's been a few months.
I was checking to see if he was okay. We literally just got here. Saw him over there. He does not seem to be well. I was on my way to go get help, or at the very least report him to the proper authorities, which I take to be you.
A good response. I will provide the reply after. I'd like to ask you to make the first roll of the session. A DC 14 persuasion check. You may choose a different skill. You may choose a different ability for your skill. Or what are the stats called? Oh my god. Sorry, my mouse is not ready for this.
I'll take that latest nat 20.
All right. Congratulations on the first and latest nat 20. Okay, so this person, when you say, when you mention the authorities, this individual on the left will say, oh, I'm not the authorities, but clearly you have such a grasp of the situation and your hair is so coiffed and lustrous. Clearly you should be the authorities around. Quick, everyone, take a knee. And he like waves his fingers around and all three of these individuals will take a knee, which means for any murder hobos around, they are technically prone for the purposes of ranged and melee attacks.
Is he hitting on me?
Are you asking me out of? You can roll insight if you want, or you can ask me as we are friends. You can also ask me as a friend.
I'll do both. I'll roll insight. I got a 1.
Yes, he is.
He's not flirting with me. He got down on his knee. He's proposing.
You're right. All right.
This is also sudden.
All right, I'll answer.
Wait, if you're not the authorities here, then why are you bulking orders at us?
All right, I will answer these questions in 3 orders. So first, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give Asuchi the insight. I'm gonna give Coffee Lich my answer as a friend, and then I'm gonna answer the thing about the authorities question that you just asked. So Suchi, what was this roll for insight? Yes, yeah. Basically, this individual is madly in love with you. Perhaps you've read about this in books. Perhaps you've seen it on the television. I don't know if they have that where you're from or in your room at the Radiant Citadel, but clearly I've read a lot of fan fiction on AO3, especially in light of the new Spider-Man movie. No context for that particular blurb. Clearly this individual is in love with you, Sushi. As for Coffee Lich specifically, hello there. Hi. No. Just I noticed in your token as I was saying that, your art here and then also your art on stream, hair looks quite nice. And if I were into eating hair, I'd be like, that's some delicious hair. However, I'm not defensive about the fact that I'm not into eating hair, and thus your hair shall remain uneaten by either myself or this individual, this NPC.
Why is that the direction?
That makes sense to me.
This is what happens when you put me on stream. I don't know. I just say whatever.
Lightning, are you hitting on me?
Oh, I'm not hitting on you. Well, I do think that you are.
Can I roll insight?
I'm gonna pat Brett.
Can I roll insight to see if Lightning is hitting on me?
Oh my gosh.
No.
No? Okay.
I think you're both good-looking peeps.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then what was the last question they just asked? Like something about I think Suchi had asked in character about the authorities somehow towards this individual.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Wait, if you guys aren't the local authorities, then why are you balking orders at us?
Okay, I see. All right. Thanks for that answer. Let me just read this real quick. Personally, I think Choo Choo Charles should be a Cthulhu character. I see. Wait, actually, have either of you all played Call of Cthulhu? Is that a TTRPG?
It is a TTRPG. I don't think either. I know I haven't played it. I don't
Hopefully,
know
we
about-
will be playing it in a couple days.
Yeah, we're probably going to be playing a crap ton of it. There's one solid, unbroken, 12-hour block of 3 consecutive Call of Cthulhu games happening at this convention on Saturday.
Nice. Yes, I'm excited for y'all. Roll all the physical dice for me. I will live vicariously through you. All right. So in response to your question, the individual will say, "Oh, we're not authorities for Zinda. We're..." He will kind of sheepishly rub the back of his head, as one does when their quarry that they're tasked with protecting has died, as he explains. "So this was our quarry we were tasked with protecting. Looks like he may have... Maybe we didn't do such a good job, folks." And he looks around. He looks at the camera as if to insinuate that this is filmed in front of a live studio audience. And while it is filmed in front of a live audience here, as evidenced by our faithful chatter, The Light's Darkness, no laugh tracks. No one play a Discord soundboard laugh track. I'm watching you all from the comfort of my closet here in my room. Yeah, he looks around what's it like a meme thing to say? "Oh, looks like I messed up, boys." And that's what he's doing. So yes, he'll explain to you. He was in charge of watching this guy. Looks like he didn't do a good job.
Looks like you didn't do a good job.
This would be the point where if he were trying to actually hit on Sushi, he would say something along the lines of, "Oh, well, you know what? Your hair was just so distracting." But this is not one of those cases. So he'll say, "Well, if you all, you all seem like capable individuals, you all didn't kill him. Do you know who did?"
We didn't see anyone leave the alley or anything, did we?
I don't believe so.
I don't believe you all saw anyone. I'm looking back and there's technically no one to be seen, but you also can have the opportunity, if you like, because I don't believe you did this last time, to examine the body more thoroughly. I think Suchi attempted to, but didn't roll well enough based on that cursory glance from 2 to 5 feet away. So if Squeak or Sushi again or Grandmaster want to take a closer look at the body without implicating yourselves, highly suspicious how I put that in that sentence, feel free to do so. While you're heading over, I see that it's a TTRPG based on expression then combat. It's kind of like how my friend is into Vampire the Masquerade and explains how combat is kind of secondary to the role-playing in that particular TTRPG. And thank you for the lurk. Hope you enjoy it. Actually, I think there's a lurk command I'm going to play here for fun.
Alright, well, assuming the guards don't stop her, Grandma will get closer and attempt to discern some helpful information from the body. Such as, is this guy actually dead?
Yes. Let's see if my title is true or not. Go ahead and give me your choice of, let me see what it says here. I need you to succeed on a DC 12 medicine check, or I will forcibly delete your character. No, I would never do that. I wouldn't even. I can't even finish that joke sentence. You know I wouldn't do that.
Medicine. All right. Well, this isn't gonna go well. Nope.
Hmm.
Did it go well?
Well,
Oh,
I will let you know. This guy is dead.
shit.
Nearby, 20 gold. He's got an open pouch. I'll say his body shows no visible wounds. He might have had emotional wounds, but those are no longer a problem, as he is dead.
Hmm,
All right. Well,
The dream.
Grandma will say, "Well, I can't tell much, but I don't see any wounds on him, so I don't think he was directly attacked. Poison, maybe. Spontaneous heart attack. Brain aneurysm. Those are just guesses."
Energy moments.
You said that with such confidence that it reminded me of my neighbor who will say anything as an explanation, and I'll believe him. Let's say, oh yeah, it's because of, they passed this law banning that actually in 1975, so it just hasn't been overturned since then. I'll be like, oh, that's pretty cool. He's like, no, I was joking.
Oh yeah, that is like the exact sort of shit that I do.
Okay, just so you know, if we're ever interacting, well, actually, also in person, I'm more likely to like believe things like that. I'm like, oh, people would lie on the internet. No one would lie in real life.
Vast majority of my humor is derived from lying in real life.
Lying is how I flirt.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Right.
I work in customer service.
Oh, true.
Lying is my entire job.
Very true.
I have to act like I like the people that I saw instead of irrationally hating all of them as soon as I see them.
I also dislike the people that you have mentioned interacting with at your work.
All a person has to do is walk into the lobby at my hotel, and I'm already on the level of, if you were bleeding out, I would watch you die.
I like that energy.
Suchi, would you like to take a look at this man?
Not sure I'll find anything more, but I'll give it a shot now that I guess I'm under less time pressure. What do I need to look for? What do I need to roll for? Insight?
I'm hoping
perception?
you can succeed on a DC 12 medicine check.
Medicine. Okay. No.
Well,
I'm untrained in the doctoral arts.
He's dead.
I think this guy's dead.
is that
I
Jen?
can't be. It is my unprofessional opinion that this man is dead.
I'm a professional, just not a professional doctor. And in my opinion, he's dead.
Sorry, that song was way too happy. Like, we all determine he's dead, and I change the music, and it's like do 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 do. He's dead. Da, 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 da. All right. Sorry. Thank you for bearing with me. Actually, I have a new token to bring onto the field. It's the ghost of no, not really. So,
Is there a coroner in town?
okay, I know you said coroner. I misread you as foreigner at first.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Okay, cool. It's not just me. All right. Let me read a description. So, it's at this time, as you are examining the body, that a tall elf woman wearing a sumptuous gown appears at the mouth of the alley, shaking her head. I'll display her token, and I'll show you her art, actually. She says, Jacopo, you fool. I hope your last march of ice was worth it. A smile touches her lips as she takes you in. She gestures broadly towards the kneeling folks around you, and she'll say, These guards are members of the Silent Verse, protectors in my employ. I apologize for their overzealousness. Seeing how you handle yourselves, though, I might be able to better apologize with an offer of employment. And she introduces herself as Madame Samira Ara. I guess her name is... Yes, her name's here. Excellent. You can tell I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth at all times. Welcome to meeting Madame Samira Ara. She's just introduced herself, and I'll turn the table over to you all.
Employment. What job do you need done?
She'll say, well, just in case you do all seem to be from not around these parts, I might be incorrect about this, but she's gonna say, I'm the newest Kings of Coin. I joined within the last year. Let's see, what else would she say? Sorry, let me jump ahead so I'm not reading out her entire lore and life story to you all. She'll say, actually, I hope we can speak in... She looks around a less public arena, and she'll say, I can lead you all to a more private area for us to discuss things more thoroughly, if you all would be so kind. She'll finish that thought, and she'll also instruct the people that are kneeling to deal with the body quietly and to alert the other Kings of Coin. As she says this, they will go ahead and make their way over. Let me go ahead and make this go away. They're going to go over and start tending to the body, unless there are objections.
No objections.
Nope.
Okay. So 2 will tend to the body. This one will hide behind this barrel and then disappear from sight. Sorry, that's a crate. Okay. So she'll say, if you would be so kind as to follow me, I can take you to a private locale where we may discuss things more freely.
Okay. Out of character, this is the person that we were here to walk for anyway, right?
I believe so. I forget where you had discussed with the wizards. This is the specific Kings of Coin that had been... let me go up to the... Hires the characters to come to blah, blah, blah. Yeah, yes, this is the specific ruler that believes her fellow Kings of Coin are engaged in a conspiracy. There is no specific map for this, so I'm just gonna drag you all to... It would be funny if this were actually the case, but I'm gonna put you all on this side to the left of the map. This is definitely not the case, but imagine we're putting on a school play, a production, and then this is what happens. She's like, I know a quiet place, the other side of the stage.
Works for me.
All right, let me swap the
That's how
music.
it goes, man.
Okay. So she'll actually take you to a small cafe at the edge of the city's central market, where she has a private room. So basically, you all are traveling through the market. She's ducking through the crowd. You come to a cafe. She knocks on the door. It opens. Maybe she has a quiet conversation with someone, and you're led through the cafe to a back room. She'll offer the 3 of you, if you so desire, jelly wine, but not the kind that revives people, just normal jelly wine. If you would so choose. She's got a bottle out that was, I guess, placed there by some of the waitstaff, and she's pouring it into cups.
Grandma will pass on the jelly wine.
Okay.
No, thank you. Squeak chimes in I'll have some.
Samira nods and she pours some jelly wine for both herself and for Squeak. And then she'll lay both cups in front, allowing Squeak to make to make her choice. There's like a left one and a right one.
One of these is poison. No, you'll take the left one, I guess.
Okay.
That's the poison one. Do I die?
It is not the poisoned one.
Dick.
Samira takes the other one, which is also not poisoned, and she begins to drink. Don't worry, there's poison somewhere in this entire campaign. Is it in this module? Is it in a previous module? I don't remember. Is it in a future module? I haven't checked.
Vicious.
So, she'll continue to introduce herself. She'll say, I am the latest Kings of Coin. The previous King of Coin that I replaced chose me specifically, even though I am not blood related. My peers' embrace of the status quo frustrates my grand plans for making Zinda even more prosperous. Let's see, what else will she say? Explains who she is. See, the thing is, when it says she explains who she is, there's this entire introductory paragraph that I really want to say, but I can't tell which of this is I can reveal now and which one is meant to be revealed later, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But she'll say, I specifically am head of the Jewelers Trade, the guild for those who craft and deal in gems and jewelry. Let's see. Due to my experience protecting the valuable assets of my guild, I also act as the security specialist for the Kings of Coin, as you can see based on my control over the enforcers known as the Silent Verse. Now, it's most unfortunate about the murder victim. His name was Jacopo Ain, A-I-N, the eldest son of one of my fellow Kings of Coin, Massimo Ain. I will go ahead and post some of these names in chat. And since I am Samira, I will say that as her. So, Jacopo Ain, eldest son of King of Coin, Massimo Ain. I'll have to double check these pronunciations at the beginning of the chapter. Ain, yes, okay. She'll say, Jacopo was under protective guard by the Silent Verse in response to a recent attack against a family member of another King of Coin. But Jacopo seems to have slipped past his guardians. He was most intent on reveling amid the March of Vice, the festival that you all basically came into town in the middle of, because for some reason all of these modules have festivals.
Oh yeah, what up with that?
I don't know. Should be called.
There was even like a festival thing going on at the night market.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's a larger conspiracy. But the last bit of information that Samira will divulge to you all before she explains the job that she's interested in hiring you for is, so last night, Xenia Ruba, let me type her name, the eldest daughter of another King of Coin, Mix Nargis Ruba, was attacked
fucking names
and nearly killed. Let me double check their pronunciation of their names. It is Xenia Ruba and Mix Nargis Ruba. Okay. So Samira will say that Xenia was attacked and nearly killed. Now, I don't know if the attacks are related, but I fear they might be. I'd like to hire you three to question Xenia and discover any information tying her attack and Jacopo's murder to someone named Gran Messer Amos. Let me see if I can pronounce this correctly. It says up top, it doesn't give me a name. Okay. Or it doesn't give me a pronunciation. Samira will lean in closer and say, I do control the Silent Verse, but I do fear some of its agents are still loyal to Amos. So a group of capable adventurers seeking information might yield the results I need. Now, in return for your assistance, I offer you 200 gold each.
Oh, that's twice the going rate for quests these days.
Yeah, imagine that, huh?
Sounds like a good deal to us, to me, especially if we accomplish your goal at the same time, she'll say, looking to Suchi.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Out of character, just
Yes.
want to double check. So, Grand Messer Amos, was that one of the other kings of coin, or is that just the person that she suspects to be like targeting their heirs? Who basically, who was that person again? She wants us to check for any connection to between the attacks to that guy, but
Mhm.
I missed what
Yes, of
the
course.
thing
Yeah.
was that made her suspect that guy.
Uh-huh. Valid question. I believe here we go. I had to do a little bit of keyword searching in here. This was the first time I've mentioned him to you all. So Samira will explain that Grand Messer Amos Near is the head of the Kings of Coin. I believe he's one of the 6 existing 1, 2, 3. Yes, there are 6. Oh, right. Okay. So the Kings of Coin are the ruling council of Zinda. They're a collection of 6 elders from affluent families that represent specific trades. Their meetings occur weekly at the Gilded Collection of Offices, which I misread as orifices, and towers known as the Vault of Justice. And he's the head of the Kings of Coin. Represents the jelly trade specifically, like the wine that Samira and Squeak are consuming right now, and the special wine that Sushi is interested in obtaining. Grand Messer Amos Near is the wealthiest, most influential leader in Zinda. Now, Madame Samira Ara is the newest member, represents the jeweler's trade, as she mentioned to you, oversees the Silent Verse as head of security for the Kings of Coin. So 6 total. She's mentioned like 3 others just now, and she's one of the 6.
The 6 kings of coin, and Grand Messer Amos is the head of those 6 kings of coin.
That's correct.
So they are not like all equal partners or whatever.
That's what it seems. And I originally also anticipated that they were equal partners. And it's at this point that Samira will probably mention, she'll drop that she does plan to, she's putting all the cards on the table. She does plan to usurp the leadership of the Kings of Coin from Grand Messer Amos Near and claim rulership of the city. As she's explained before, she thinks that it can prosper better under her rule.
So, what makes you... Why do you think that there might be a connection between these attacks and Grand Messer Amos?
That's a good question. Let me just double check. That is a very good question, because let me keep keyword searching in here. I'm looking through the conversation passage, like the section for this particular conversation you're having where they're in the cafe. Let me... Thanks for take your time. Oh, thank you for the posture check. I'm gonna do that right now. I am sitting up straight, unlike the slouching I was doing earlier. As I continue to keyword search here, I'm gonna say I believe what the answer I'll go with is that she'll say something along the lines of she has a really, she feels it in her bones, and she's rarely ever wrong.
Gotcha. not the most convincing thing ever, but yeah. Well,
Yeah, very true. Yes, based on my look through here, if there's any weakness to her particular offer here, it probably would be specifically why she suspects Grandmaster Amos. I'm just this is me not as a DM. This is me as a potential player. I know the avenues that are to be traversed in this module, but if I were a player, I'd be like, well, maybe I don't know if this is true or not, but maybe Amos's, or what's his name? Yeah, Amos's family has not been attacked specifically. We know that Massimo's son was murdered. We know that Mix's daughter was attacked. But that's just me spitballing. I don't know for sure.
gotcha.
So I'll maintain her answer there.
Gotcha.
While I let that information digest, feel free to ask me any questions. I'm going to check on what the Lights Darkness has said about Call of Cthulhu and the World of Darkness games, which seems to align with what I know about Vampire the Masquerade, where the DM, the Dungeon Master, the Game Master, is known as the storyteller, because they're basically telling a story that the other players are involved in. So I can see that the World of Darkness games like that are focused heavily on the social, the role-playing pillar, as opposed to the combat and exploration pillars, which it's been used in chat. D&D uses all three, has good balance and understanding of. Pathfinder seems to have a good I believe both of you are more familiar with Pathfinder than I do. I might be conflating this with Frank, who has played Pathfinder and not so much as far as D&D 5th edition is concerned, but it definitely seems very mechanically thorough is the word I want to use in that regard regarding Pathfinder.
I played like one game of Pathfinder.
I've never played Pathfinder in my life.
I see.
want to.
Right, especially in light of recent D&D developments. I've also been interested in playing Pathfinder.
Yep.
And I'll have to look into Owls and Magic myself. Many TTRPGs to play. Alright, so yes, Samira has laid some information for you all. She's offered 200 gold, and of course, on the table still is the special jelly wine. I don't remember if that was specifically... I'll have to check back, but I don't remember if it's one of the wizards. Like, I think it's because Samira hired the wizards. Like, don't worry, that's still on the table. It's not 200 gold in light of, or like replacing the special jelly wine. Still on the table. Adventure still on. But yes, her current offer is 200 gold plus 2 servings of the special divine jelly wine, or whatever it was called.
And did she tell us what the wine did?
Someone else did. Your character.
Oh, is that the Revivify?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's the resurrection thing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, she can explain a little bit more about that again. But I believe what she would say in this particular scenario is just that it theoretically would be... She will in no uncertain terms insinuate that as she is the leader of the jeweler's trade, but Grandmaster Amos Near is the leader of the jelly trade, that it would technically also help you all out to investigate Amos Near specifically. And it would not deter you if she happened to become Grandmaster herself. And I believe based on what I'm looking at here, you're learning this live with me, I believe the Kings of Coin are either referred to as Messer or Madame, and then of course if the leader... no, but there's also Mix, which also appears to be a title of some sort.
Title probably.
Oh, actually, I think it might be... Oh, I apologize. Simo. Okay. Let me I'm just gonna send this to you all in Discord. I'll also explain it to chat. So looks like that people from Zinda, Zindanese, receive their given name on the 10th day after their birth. The family gathers at this time, and the elders choose an appropriate ancestor's name to bestow upon the child. And then I guess as far as titles go, there's Madame, Messer, and Mix. And of course, Grand in front if they're the leader of the Kings of Coin. Yeah, D&D trying to include. Yeah, it seems like a. I believe Mix is similar to how MX is used as a you know, there's like Mr., Miss, Mrs., but then there's almost MX, I believe, as one of the whatever that's called in front of a name. So it could be that, but again, I'm not knowledgeable enough in this regard.
Yep. Yeah, MX, also pronounced mix, is used as a gender-neutral alternative to Mr., Ms., Ms., or Mrs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this seems.
That's what I use, for example.
I see. Good to know. All right. So Samira has put her offer on the table. How would you all like to respond?
Seems acceptable to me.
Yep, seems perfectly reasonable to me as well.
Excellent. Glad to hear the offer stands, and I look forward to working with you three. But I will warn. Sorry, I was about to say both. You probably heard that in my voice.
Yep.
All right. So she'll add, I'd like to ask, of course, that you be discreet. The Kings of Coin took great pains to keep the attack of Xenia quiet for fear of jeopardizing the success of the March of Vice. Jacopo's death will likewise also be concealed until the festival is over. And you'll see that she's actually scribbling on a piece of parchment at this time. She's providing directions to an establishment owned by Xenia's family, because again, Xenia is the person that was attacked but survived. It's a tavern called the Thorn Apple, where Xenia is under guard. And she'll say, with this specific, you'll see that, you know, those of you at home listening from the future, if you're longtime listeners or recent listeners, you know that I provide the party with simple slips of parchment with a big red X on it. There's a little item, a fun little indicator to say, hey, the next location is marked on your map. This one looks a little different, actually. It's got that big red X, but you'll see that there are like swirly lines pointing to it, or like surrounding it. Kind of looks like a vortex of some sort. It looks different from a normal piece of wall-breaking parchment that I provide the party. She'll say, this will provide for you the optimal path to reach the Thorn Apple. These directions will avoid several streets that are closed by the festivities. And this will actually lead you through the city market.
Gotcha.
As she hands this over, she'll also slide over one. I think it's one. Okay, she'll slide over a single rose-shaped token. She'll say this will confirm that you are my representatives. I will be among the celebrants on the city's main thoroughfare, the River of Gold, until the March of Vice begins. Should you need me, feel free to call out also for me by name if you would like, and I will have my people throughout the town. Of course, the Silent Verse will be around, and they will alert me if you require my attention.
All right.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to ask her before I let you out onto the streets, passing through the city market as you make your way over to the Thorn Apple?
I think we have all the info we need to start.
Okay.
Agreed.
Cool. I'm good to go, but do either of you need a break before we resume the journey?
I'm gonna grab a cough drop, actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna go grab some coffee.
Okay. I'll then entertain chat myself here. See you all in a bit.
All right.
For this section, I'm gonna go ahead and play unit. Since it's cold for the Lights Darkness, I'm gonna play Winter Plaza. So, fun fact for those of you tuning in: this track that we're listening to is the one I use to test audio, make sure it's okay. Testing audio is an important part of the streaming experience, as
I'm back.
Hi, welcome back. That was really fast. I was just telling chat about testing audio. It's important, as it is the VTuber curse that you always have audio issues, no matter what. So the first time it happened to me was when was a Friday, just like this Wednesday, where we were playing Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel, and my headset died on me, so I had to reconnect a different headset, but then that stopped your voices from appearing through stream, which was quite unfortunate. But again, being a VTuber, a streamer in general on Twitch and YouTube, and there's like some other platform that I hear is getting popular, comes with its own share of problems, and that includes audio issues. But yeah, I'm playing this because this is the track I use to test audio. Kick, thank you. Yes, that's exactly the one. One of my friends, let me see if he's lurking in here. He's not. He streams on Kick. Oh right, Facebook has such a feature too. He was really pleased with his with the people who showed up on Kick. I should check in on him, see if he's still streaming over there. Zoom. Ooh. I have not used Zoom in a long time because I know at my workplace they don't allow it, so we use other features. The last time I used Zoom was for, I don't even remember. I think it was like a medical thing. I don't know. But yeah. Another reason why I use this track is because apparently it's winter for at least one of our viewers, I believe. This June, right? I think Instagram. I think because there's Tumblr Live now, which I hear is terrible. Don't use it.
Yep.
Yeah, like steals all your information and aren't actual like Tumblr user, or at least like they're like plants or something like that. Like I haven't read good things about Tumblr Live. So for those of you who are on Tumblr, don't use it. But yeah, it was specifically Kick. I primarily use Twitch, of course. I do have technically the option to stream on YouTube. But now that I'm Twitch affiliate, thanks to viewers like you and players like my friends here, I technically can't live stream to both at the same time because Twitch has an exclusivity agreement where they have access. Like anything you see here has to stay on Twitch right now for the next 24 hours. So I can't really post the VOD to YouTube for another 24 hours. Yes, as the Lights Darkness is away. I assume we are not all returned yet. It's fine.
Nope.
Okay. Let me scroll back to see if I missed anything else here. Most TTRPGs built on the famous 3 pillars, including Pathfinder, busting the mechanics open like some multi-armed gunslinging tycoon of the action economy. Ah yes, good old action economy. I love the meme where I think it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or something, where they say the economy's in shambles. And every time I think about action economy, I much prefer to control one singular character, of course, even as a DM, which means difficulties when coming across a larger party because the action economy is in shambles. So of course, gotta compensate with legendary actions. It's just easier for me to roleplay too if I'm controlling like one single character as opposed to like 3 smaller characters or like 5, like maybe like 3 wolves and 2 like bugbears, that kind of thing. And sounds like Asmongold, who I used to watch sometimes for Lost Ark, is looking at quitting Twitch thanks to Twitch's new changes. I do know that Twitch did try to push basically penalizing sponsored streams, and anything involving their bits seems to be pretty delicate of a situation. Like they could take those away at any moment based on the wording of their new contracts. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on with Twitch. We'll see how it goes. I, for one, appreciate that they've finally... I think it was a while back they gave the ability for... Was it to have not... Oh, back when I was starting out, because they didn't... I think they took away ads from if you weren't affiliate. So I didn't have to deal with that back in the good old days. Including Critical Role, I assume is what you're going for there, which I hear they're also switching away from 5th edition for their next.
I've heard that as well. I haven't looked into the actual videos, but
And showed your live stream. I've been watching the 2nd season of The Legend of Vox Machina right now. There's a Discord bot called Moodai Bot where you can roll husbandos and waifus a certain number of times every hour and claim one every 3 hours. I just rolled Vexalia from Critical Role's The Legend of Vox Machina, their first campaign. And they're very excited about that. But no spoilers for season 2 in here because I haven't finished yet. But it's been a good time. I wish I had a job that let me listen to the campaigns so I could catch up. Because people will say, "Oh, yeah, campaign 3 just started. You can stay consistent or you can catch up." But I also don't commute for long periods of time to my work, which is technically a blessing, but also means I don't get to listen to like any campaigns. And of course, I do want to finish Daddies and what is it called? Dungeons and Daddies? The
Dungeons and Daddies.
Dungeons and Daddies. I want to finish that because we got like 2.5 episodes in.
Yeah.
They're making a new supernatural TTRPG. Interesting. I only ever watched most of one episode, and it scared me so much that despite being 2/3 of a super Hoovy, I don't know what's it called, super Hulock, because I've seen Sherlock BBC. I love Doctor Who. Literally, my name here on Twitch is a Doctor Who reference, but the only supernatural I consume is memes, like finding out world-breaking events through supernatural memes.
Yep. I can't. If I'm making a TTRPG out of Supernatural, how many people are gonna make jokes about like rolling to come out and die immediately?
Yeah.
All right, everybody, roll your come out of the closet and immediately die check.
I will be emerging from the closet after the stream as my computer for tonight. Tonight is the last night. I will be streaming from within this closet.
You heard it here first, folks. Lightning's coming out. Why are you streaming inside a closet?
Because my desk fits in here, and I wanted to separate my setup from my roommates as much as possible. So in my room, as of until tomorrow, I share a wall with one of my roommates, and I didn't want to have the computer in here, and walls are thin, and the door doesn't really nullify all of those. But here in my closet, there's clothes hanging here, nullify sound, a whole extra door to separate myself from my roommates. So hopefully none of them have brought up anything. But I don't believe these late night streams, especially Wednesdays and Fridays, have not. I don't think it's disturbed them, as far as I know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but tomorrow and onward, whenever I stream, it'll be from the entirety of my room, which will be a lot bigger. Probably, I hope it won't mess up the audio too much, since it won't be as enclosed. There's technically more available walls for sound to bounce off of, but I'll have my bed. I'll have hopefully enough stuff in the room that won't be too much of an issue. I also realized I need to put up curtains because I'm in the basement, but there's little windows to the ground floor, the ground. They're small, but I need to put something up there, for privacy purposes. But yes, the Lights Darkness is correct. Matt Pat from Game Theory, Film Theory, Food Theory, and Style Theory now used to stream, or he used to record his, I think his voiceovers in a closet. I know at least the recording he would do in the closet, for the sound purposes. I guess it sounds like he doesn't do that anymore. I mean, he's made it big, so I hear they not got corporationized, but I hear they're technically owned by someone now. They're up there, so I don't even know if he has to record in a closet anymore. But those days will be. I'm just like him. Those days will be behind me tomorrow as I graduate from my closet to my room. See. Oh, let me stop this music. I'm sorry. So as I was saying before, I was playing this music because this is the music I use to test our audio, and also because we have at least one viewer here who it's winter for them. So let me close this. And let me play something else. Are you all ready to resume?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me play this music. I see he uses a basement now. And I'm going to use a basement. Maybe I'm Matt Pat, actually, in disguise. My voice sounds different. I know my online persona here has black hair and he has not black hair. And I know that I've insinuated that I'm a certain kind of Asian before. Pay no attention to those previous things that you might know about me. I will go ahead and move your tokens up here. I'm sorry, there's not going to be a lot of map switching here. You may pull up where you all are and we'll get started. So, you are now exploring Zinda. The March of Ice is occurring very soon. People are in high spirits. There's a few tables around. I'm just gonna show my hand here. It says here, characters who move about the crowds, visit local vendors, or seek to learn more about recent events in Zinda, each hear a rumor from this table. Because there's 2 to 3 players in this party. Sorry. There's 2 players in this party, 3 characters in the party. I will allow you all to, if you so desire, to go up to a random individual or just like listen, sit and people watch. I will allow you all to play it how you'd like. And I'll let you roll a d6 for me if you would like, and I'll give you some information. I'll let you do it 3 times, 1 for each character. Alright, we have a d6 from our good friend Grandmaster Bone Smasher over here. Actually, I have to change my mind about where I want you all to be. No, I'll keep you up here. That's a d6. Thank you.
So we're just roaming around looking for rumors up here.
If you would like. It's technically, you don't have to be actively searching. It's if you're like visiting a stall, which I technically don't really have prepared. I apologize. They didn't give me much in that regard. I've got some tables here in case you do want to check out a particular stall, but this role is basically whether or not you're interacting with someone, you're about to come upon some information, whether it's voluntarily or not. Again, you might be interacting with an NPC, a stall, maybe you walk by a house and you hear 2 people arguing, having a lover's quarrel before they have lover's quarrel make up lovin'. I don't know. But Braylif, with your 6, I'm about to give you some information. Is there a particular way you're going about it? Were you doing this of your own volition? Were you just like scrolling through someone's phone that they left when they went to the bathroom? I don't know. What you feeling?
Let's see. I'll probably just be walking around, like, lifting things up, looking behind things for any obvious, like, trails or tracks.
I see.
And in failure of that, asking people.
Okay. Well, as you're lifting things up, kind of like Link from at least one Legend of Zelda game, pulling up a pot, totally not crashing it against the ground. You hear 2 shopkeepers, and I guess I shouldn't say this as Samira, I'll say this as myself. You hear 2 shopkeepers whispering, and they'll say, "Did you hear? Grand Messer Amos Near plans to retire imminently, and is about to name his son Azra to lead the Kings of Coin in his place. This is the rumor that you've heard."
Wow, that's really helpful information that they just happen to be whispering nearby.
Video games, what you gonna do?
Excellent. I will paste that into my notes.
Nice. Suji will be absentmindedly checking out a couple stalls with ears open for hushed whispers.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d6. Oh, a 2.
Just roll 6 3 times to just get the exact same one.
I was really tempted. The first thing that came to my mind was I'll have you re-roll, but the second thing that came to my mind was that those same shopkeepers you hear, and the third thing that came to mind was 2 completely different people, maybe 2 kids, are just talking and they say these exact 22 words or whatever.
Yeah. It's just the one person. It's just copy and paste at every stall. If you turn your head just right, you can see them at 2 stalls simultaneously.
All right. So this time, with your ears open, you hear someone telling a newcomer. Let's say there's another newcomer, an individual who looks like a human elephant. Like, I'm sorry, I had the Nintendo Direct on the mind. I was thinking about.
Okay, so you're saying that they're a humanoid elephant
Yes.
character, or
Yes.
you're saying that they are a human who is just very large?
Oh, the first one that you said, humanoid elephant character. So you hear that they're being explained a particular, like welcome to Zinda, right? So foul spirits known as Biza haunt the forest and sometimes tempt innocent souls with secrets of evil magic. You see the elephant person kind of like nod, like, "Oh, I see," in a response to this information.
I see. Foul spirits known as Biza haunt the forest and sometimes tempt innocent souls with secrets of evil magic. Fun.
All right, so last but not least, I'd like to have Squeak figure out some information. Interesting. Okay. So. Oh, what is Squeak doing specifically for this information? Out of curiosity.
Squeak is standing by one of the stalls and counting up their money and allocating money for various bills.
In character, wonderful. If Squeak had the ability to have inspiration, I would grant her some.
Woohoo!
Actually, can Squeak have inspiration? I assume
I don't
not.
know.
I think technically not.
I mean, mechanically, she has the same character sheet as the rest of us, so
Oh. You know what?
she's
I'm in a good
technically
mood.
roles.
I grant her inspiration.
Woohoo! Go Squeak. Now she too can fail more impressively to make very important checks.
Was that medicine roll really the last inspiration based roll that we had this
There's
campaign?
the only one in this entire
Good times.
Good times.
Thanks.
Do you have jinx rules? Am I allowed to talk? Or
You're allowed to talk, but you owe me $10.
okay, I'll keep that in mind. All right, so. Ooh, that's badass. Oh my, wait. This tree looks familiar. Is this like a? This makes me think of Magic the Gathering, and because they've had plenty of crossovers.
Yeah, I think so. This is a Loxodon, whatever. I think they're originally from Magic the Gathering.
Mhm.
That would make sense, since there's a similar enemy in Dark Souls 2, and there's a lot of Magic the Gathering inspiration in Dark Souls.
Yeah. Well, Dark Souls, D&D, the world of Magic the Gathering does exist in D&D. It is an official setting now.
Duh, wizards.
So anything that you hear about Ravnica is from Magic the Gathering, and I think that the Loxodons are from Ravnica, so I think that they were from Magic the Gathering originally.
Yeah, it did look like one of the Ravnica guilds. Also, Lux, thank you for the hydration. I will go ahead and drink right now.
Thanks for a reminder.
Loxodon feature source Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. So yeah, these guys are originally from Magic the Gathering.
Perhaps stream picked up the water I was pouring, but yeah. It looked really familiar. So Ravnica was the first, when I first started playing Magic the Gathering back in college, I think it was around Return to Ravnica era. So you could choose a faction. I chose, my favorite 3 factions were Izzets, which are red and blue, Azorius, which is blue and white, and Aboros, which is red and white. So I just picked the America colors, red, white, and blue. Yeah, I do, I have fond memories of Ravnica. All right, sorry. Lux, thanks again for the hydrate. I really appreciate that. I was quite thirsty. Hope you've been well. Sorry I haven't been able to catch your streams, but just so you all know, yeah, I was gonna tell. I felt very self-conscious about the plugin now. I was gonna be like, everyone, you should follow. I think if that's okay with you, I don't know if that's okay. But yeah, I hope to catch them sometime. There's I've been pretty busy, as you all can probably tell by the streams haven't been as frequent, but hopefully soon we can get back to business. Like what's the coming week? Oh yeah. So hopefully soon, at least maybe 2 weeks from now, we can resume regular programming here on the channel.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Also, I need to stream more also so we can get follower emotes, because one of the follower emotes that I want on the table, as we've kind of discussed before, is a good hydration one for thirsty people. That'll be nice for anyone following the channel to use for free. But I gotta get there first, and that involves streaming, so we'll get there. All right, I'm ready to divulge Squeak's new information, if that's okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
So, a half-wolf, half-human figure wanders the streets at night as you hear two kids discussing. This figure looks strikingly similar to Grand Master Amos Near, but the Kings of Coin refuse to investigate. Those are some interesting words for kids to be using, refuse to investigate. So let's just imagine the kids said it like, oh man, I saw this werewolf wandering the streets
let's just call
at
it
night.
what it is.
It looked like that King Amos guy, but all the other kings are like, oh, we're too scared. There we go. That's more accurate.
I
Squeak
love the idea.
stumbles
of-
upon two children, one of which looks at the camera and says, "Did you know Grandmaster Amos is a werewolf?"
I'm Team Edward myself, but to each their own.
Skyrim ass NPCs. Child looks you dead in the eye. Do you get to the Cloud District very often? No, I'm saying, of course you don't. I just love the idea of walk up to two 12-year-olds, and one of them uses the phrase, "This figure looks strikingly similar to Grandmaster Amos Neo." A phrase that no one in real life says, and if they do, they are an actual video game NPC that you have encountered in the real world somehow.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
the Cloud District. I'm subscribed to a YouTube channel who is killing Nazim every day until Starfield is released.
Oh my god.
oh god, they're never gonna.
Is that Doug?
What's that?
Is that Doug, or is that just a
No,
complete...
it's just a guy doing it. I've never seen any of his other videos.
Gotcha.
It's
So what
already
he-
getting very elaborate, and it's only day 7 or something.
So he's just uploading one video a day of killing Nazim?
Yep.
I only know that character's name because of the irrational love that Doug has of that guy, and the irrational hatred that a different YouTuber, a different Skyrim YouTuber has of that guy.
Everyone hates Nazim. His one line about the Cloud District makes him reviled among the fandom.
I talked to him in my first playthrough after he said that, and I was just like, what the fuck is he even talking about the Cloud District? What does this mean? You can't just say that and walk away. Now I want to go. Now I want to know what this is, and there's no information because it's not real. It's not an actual thing in the game, except when he's referencing it to dunk on you. Just get to this random town, and a person who just assumes that they have more money than you just walks up to you to flex. You never see them again. They have no personal connection to you. They just want you to know that they think that they're better than you.
Average Star Wars fan be like?
How much so?
Wait, is Cloud District Skyrim?
Yes.
All right. Well,
I even referenced Skyrim specifically.
yeah, and I know we're talking about Starfield, which is by the Skyrim people. I got really confused when. You must understand my confusion when mentions of Cloud District were being made, and my mind immediately went to Cloud City. Everything makes more sense now.
Yep, true.
I'm like, I don't remember that line in the movie, but then again, I haven't seen the movies very often, so.
It's one of Lando Calrissian's famous lines.
That's why I was so confused. For the record, I'm not really into most of the Star Wars movies. I adore Clone Wars. I'm a big fan of Rebels. Very excited for Ahsoka coming out in 2 months.
I love how, like, you just kind of decided one day, like, I'm gonna watch all the Star Wars media, and in doing so, pretty much just like comparatively, completely just blew me out of the water of in terms of claiming to be a Star Wars fan. You've just seen everything, and I'm like, this is kind of putting it into perspective how much Star Wars media there is out there, and
Okay,
how
there's too
little of it
much.
I've actually seen. I haven't even seen all 9 of the fucking movies yet. And that's just the mainline movies. There's still all the offshoot movies, and I've seen none of them.
That's okay. There aren't that many offshoot movies yet. But honestly,
Yeah,
they're kind of flooding. They're like inundating it though. Like, they're giving it the whole Disney effect. Like, oh my gosh, calm down. Like, some of us need to catch up.
Yeah, seriously. I have still only, of the mainline movies, I've still only seen up to episode 7. I have not seen 8 or 9. Now, granted, I have not heard, like, anyone speak positively of any of the Disney Star Wars movies except sometimes Rogue One. And I think a big part of that is because of the fact that it doesn't like try to be like a mainline Star Wars movie, so it follows new characters that are interesting.
Exactly. It was refreshing. Rogue One's one of my favorites, actually. Also, episode 8, I liked cinematically.
Nice. I want to know more about that big droid dude. He's cool.
Yeah, the big droid character is great.
He's got some very fun lines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they always.
From what I've been spoiled to on Home.
They give like half the droid characters, especially these days, really fun lines. Actually,
the best thing that ever happened to Star Wars was in episode 2 when they decided that the what was it? I think there would be 2 battle droids, or is that the?
I don't know.
Nope. B1. Yes, when they just decided that the B1 battle droids now all had individual like personalities and thoughts, and now they got to be like comic relief fodder as opposed to just regular canon fodder. The best thing that ever happened to Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I will die on the hill of the like stupid comic relief canon fodder B1 battle droids being literally the best thing in all of Star Wars.
Yeah, I think I saw them in something recently. I don't remember if it was The Bad Batch or like a trailer for Ahsoka or something, but consistently funny. Even even during the Empire, like post Clone Wars era, like still bangers. Love them. Love to see them.
Indeed.
But I'm being told Star Wars was sold by Disney again? Is that they wouldn't give up Disney? That doesn't make sense. I mean, Disney wouldn't give up Star Wars. They're making more like 2. Okay, hold on, wait. So for the record, really excited for Ahsoka. Like super excited for Ahsoka. Like cannot imagine. But some of this stuff does feel kind of like a lot. Like when people are like asking for season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm like, do you guys really want that? Don't get me wrong, Obi-Wan Kenobi is in my like top 4 favorite, top 5. Wasn't really feeling the series personally, but I digress. I hope you enjoy the Star Wars media you do get to consume. It was only because my dad like hashed out all of Clone Wars and like Rebels in like a month or 2 that I was like inspired, and so like every lunch break I took, I would watch like an episode of Clone Wars, and I finally got through it, and it was totally worth it. Like my favorite piece of Star Wars media is probably season 7 of the Clone Wars. So good times.
The only the only information I can find about Disney selling Star Wars is a single article addressing the Disney selling Star Wars rumors being untrue, but the rumors being everywhere.
See,
which frankly makes sense. Star Wars is huge. It'd be like owning the rights to fucking Harry Potter and selling them. Like, no one's doing that. Like, you're not gonna, like, if anyone was going to drop Harry Potter, it would be, now, but shockingly, that's not happening. So it's certainly not gonna happen with a massive fucking cash cow like Star Wars.
yeah. I wish it would slow down though. Like,
Yeah. So
I know I'm biased because combination of ADHD and also suffering under capitalism means I'm susceptible to burnout. But man, am I getting burned out by all this Star Wars?
just do what I do and not pay attention to news about media of like any kind and get surprised when new things happen that you like and very, very quickly forget about new things happening that you're disinterested in.
I can see that approach, but man, am I super excited for Ahsoka. Like, the trailers are so hype. Like, especially because I finished Rebels specifically, like, it feels like I don't know if you've heard this comparison for Spider-Man No Way Home, but it felt rewarding to watch Spider-Man No Way Home as a like Spider-Man fan, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like what it felt like, even just watching the Ahsoka trailer.
Yeah. I very frequently forget that that new Ahsoka show is going to exist because like I said, constantly forget about every Star Wars thing that happens.
Yeah, plus it doesn't help when stuff gets like delayed or like they announce something but then like something happens, and especially if it's Disney associated, whether it's Marvel or Star Wars, that it ends up getting canned for like 2 years because they can't release it for whatever reason because it doesn't fall into their grand design, right? So it makes sense that like there's so many things that they'll announce and then like a few years later we're like, oh yeah, they announced like this movie, completely forgot that they were coming out with this movie or this TV show or something like that. So yeah, definitely, there's so much other stuff to consume anyway, you're just gonna plug excellent things to watch like Amphibia, The Owl House, what's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Lots of good stuff out there. Puss in Boots, The Last Wish.
Still need to watch that too.
Yes, yeah. Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, and then Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse well, Puss in Boots is definitely in my top 3. Across the Spider-Verse, I have to like, let it sit, like, because I have a like reverse nostalgia thing, like I hold the new in high regard. Kind of like, how I'm an anti-Gen 1er when it comes to Pokemon. Like, my least favorite Pokemon is probably Charizard, just because I'm tired of seeing his face everywhere. That, I don't know if you've seen that Spider-Man Iron Man meme where it's like everywhere I go I see his face. It's like that. Or like, I'm really tired of this guy and it's like these people pointing to a portrait that's on this wall. It's like, it's a me and Charizard from Pokemon. I'm just like, put him everywhere. Like I'll draw the line at, Pokemon X and Y. I understand they gave him 2 Mega Evolutions. He's super popular, but then they're like putting him in everywhere. I'm like, personally, I'm just tired of seeing Charizard everywhere.
That's all.
Yes, but I digress. That's all me saying. All I'm trying to say is when new stuff comes out, I get really excited about it, perhaps too excited about it. So I have to let Across the Spider-Verse sit and settle before I can definitively rank it, because I could easily say something like, oh man, I love that movie, a top 3, top 5. But is it really though? I gotta let it sit, maybe rewatch it a few times. But I can safely say Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is definitely in my top 3 for movies, even if it contradicts the Netflix show. That's okay. That's just me being pedantic. All right. So where were we?
Well, that's it for this session.
I've still got a little bit of juice in me, personally. Or juice in. Hold on, that sounds weird. Don't clip that. I've still got juice in the tank, ready to go.
Mhm.
Right.
All right.
Right. Squeak found out from the kids that figure looks strikingly similar. Kings of Coin refused to investigate, and that's what the kids said, word for word.
Okay, so we've learned that Amos is going to retire and give his title to his son. He's almost certainly a werewolf, or perhaps his son is the werewolf. It's probably him. And also there's spirits in the woods that are maybe related.
Oh yeah, I actually completely forgot about that point. So, spirits sometimes tempt innocent souls with secrets of evil magic. So yeah, maybe some foul spirits tempted Amos with secrets of being a fucking werewolf or something.
All right. With all this information in tow, I'll actually say Sushi, as you have the highest passive perception in the party. You also notice a stocky woman in green pantaloons and a yellow tunic has irritably elbowed her way through the crowd away from you, moving hurriedly. Before long, though, the milling crowd stymies characters who have noticed this individual. So she's gone, just like that. But just letting Suchi know.
I just saw a lady go through the crowd away from us in a suspiciously suspicious way.
Oh, let's track her down.
No, we can't. The crowd will stymie us.
Well, not to worry, because moments after, despite the stymieing, which does happen, as I'm instructed to let happen, moments after, you hear shrieks of fear rising from an herb vendor's stall nearby. The crowd shifts as panicked people flee the scene. I'm just gonna move you all down temporarily to a different portion of the map. Let me grab your characters real quick. And not take this individual with you. Oh yeah, Samira's token shouldn't be here anymore. Let me... Also, these people over here have disposed of this... put the body away. I'll just move you all down here. Give me just a little bit of time. Let me queue up a different track.
I just heard something upstairs that I assume was like Bailiff moving around because he's upstairs now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that was me.
But it sounded remarkably similar to my sibling's cat, like jumping off of something that she wasn't supposed to be on. Like, those sounds all the time now that Bailiff is upstairs. And every single time, I'm always just like, there's someone in my fucking house. Someone broke into my fucking house.
Well, it certainly wasn't me, because the only breaking I'm doing is breaking hearts? Yes. Yep.
Got him.
Got him. I got that Riz, which is short for charisma, a D&D stat. Y'all have heard that phrase, right? Riz. R-I-Z-Z.
No.
Yeah. Short for charisma, I assume.
Are you just saying that because I just said that like 15 seconds ago?
Yes.
Okay, so a new term the kids have been using is, like, say, oh, she's got that Riz, It just means that she's very charismatic. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that a thing that people are actually saying?
I think so.
I have heard it, yes.
Interesting. I'm completely out of touch with everything that anyone says up until the moment that, like, white people co-opt it, and then I hear about it largely through people of color calling white people out for co-opting it, and I'm just like, I've never heard this in my life, but I.
Seems like an accurate like not water cycle, but like a flow of seems to align with stuff I've been watching, keeping my eye on. But yeah, it's a term I don't necessarily use it super often. It's more like I'm kind of using it ironically. Yeah. So if you ever hear it out in the wild, but don't worry, that's what we're here for with our Wednesday and Friday D&D sessions. Here to learn new vocabulary, like Riz. That's today's letter of the day. I know it's more than one letter, but you get 3 for the price of 1 for that one. Okay, so to recap, shrieks of fear have risen from an herb vendor's stall nearby. The crowd shifts as panicked people flee the scene. You all see that there was an herbalist working the stall, coughing as he attacks a man on the ground. Suchi specifically also notices a dissipating pink cloud around these 2 figures at the bottom of your screen, as your passive perception is higher than or equal to 14, as it's 15, I believe. Seeing this, the horrified crowd stampedes in your direction. I need all 3 of your characters to succeed on a DC 14 dexterity saving throw, or get
trampled to death,
or take 1 bludgeoning damage.
Here's where I reveal that my character is fantastic at strength and bad at everything else.
Both my character seem to have succeeded, and wow, you were not kidding.
Definitely not kidding. All right. It is my
Having
pleasure.
a 0 in dex saves is a very smart character decision that will not backfire on me at any point.
Don't worry. I'm sure we're not going to go up against people who cast Fireball on their position only to realize that both members of the party have evasion, right? Is that what you both had when I had that NPC in the Wild Beyond the Witchlight try to cast Fireball on his location?
Yep. Two dex heavy characters, and they both had evasion. You're just like, I will cast Fireball at my location.
That would be a good plan. I thought it would work out. I was sorely mistaken.
Good time.
We have fun here.
I love it when my enemies in absolute galaxy brain move shoot themselves in the foot with a shotgun in hopes that the blowback will somehow damage their opponents.
Yep, desperate times call for desperate measures, and they did not pan out. But it made for an amusing time and an amusing story. Okay, well, I'm gonna say at this point now that, so to recap, Stampede has happened.
Granny Bone Smasher has been trampled to death for 1 damage.
Yes, you die instantly. You all good? You got a little bit of time for a tiny bit of initiative?
I think I could take the time to click a button.
Okay, in that case, I will go ahead and put this counter up. I'm gonna try to pull up some music for this particular encounter.
I gotta roll initiative. Where the fuck is my token? It's so much work.
And let me play this.
Oh god, yeah.
It's the one that's
coming up, Grandma.
out of place.
Sorry, what was out of place?
I was letting Bailiff know his character is the one that looks incredibly out of place.
It's always amusing when I use not this specific token, but the tokens I use for Curse of Strahd. A lot of them are more realistic looking. I think the person I used generated the tokens. I don't remember if they used Shutterstock or something, but they all look realistic, right? So that it's incredibly jarring seeing that against other more artistically looking tokens. You're like, that's a real person. It's like, not really, but it definitely looks. It kind of looks like this. This is what an average Strahd game looks like for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Oh yeah, the convention that we're going to starts tomorrow, and and one of the games that they're playing is just straight up a fight against Strahd von Zelovich.
Nice.
They're doing, it's called like Epic Encounters or something, so it's just the fight. And then they're doing another Epic Encounters on the last day, and it's fighting the Trask.
Whoa, that's intense. Well, rest assured that encounter with Strahd, nothing like our encounter. So, combat has begun. You see the what is this? The merchant coughing attacks the individual on the ground. What I'm about to roll is not slashing damage, but is bludgeoning damage instead. Oh, I didn't realize. Let me adjust this. Whisper toggle. Let me try this out. Okay. And with that strike, the merchant, what is the merchant attacking? A makeshift club. Has a makeshift club that strikes between the two legs of the prone individual on the ground. It's at this point that I'm going to allow Squeak to take her turn.
Well, I don't really have non-lethal options, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gonna run up, I guess, between this Commodore's legs.
Let Squeak use the same initiative as Suchi.
She does. Why do I always forget that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get off that initiative order.
All right. I'll allow you to... Well, I guess it doesn't affect the turn order, which works out for us.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is significantly less necessary for Suchi to do, I guess. What turns do I have here? Oh, I know what options I have here.
Power word kill.
Time to return to an old fave. I'm gonna cast Sleep. And I'm gonna do it here.
A prudent approach.
So only the farmer or only the merchant with the club will get hit by this sleep spell.
Okay.
For 20 hit points worth of sleep, which is unfortunately still not much. So I'm not super confident that that's going to be enough, but we'll see, I guess.
Yes. We shall see indeed. All right, give me just a moment. All right. Could you describe how the smell is going off as it knocks the only hostile combatant in this combat sleep?
So so Suchi is assuming that the merchant in question is most likely under some kind of spell or effect that's causing them to go hostile. And even if not, hey, non-lethal approach is always convenient. So he just So he sees this fight, sees everyone panic and run away. So he just kind of like sprints up, whipping out his wand at the same time, and casts and calls out the incantation for sleep while he's still running uphill. And right as he gets to the spot that he ends at, he just like flicks the wand straight at like this stall over here. So it's just like a sudden puff of like magical smoke, and then as soon as it like hits the merchant over here, they just kind of like pass out.
All right. And with a slump to the ground, combat is over. Sorry that
Don't
Grandma
worry,
didn't.
Grandma's here. Stop, evildoer!
She runs up to the phone merchant and just like grabs him and suplexes him.
Oh.
Plunge.
For important reasons, I have to ask if Grandma is actually doing that. Because as you get closer, you'll see that they're actually unconscious.
No, I will not actually suplex the already unconscious person.
Okay.
Kill this man, grandmother.
There'll be plenty of time for that later.
Yes. Also, I guess I should have technically kept you in initiative because the man on the ground is also bleeding out. At which point, some of the other villagers seem to be making their way closer to ascertain the situation, including an older-looking gentleman off to the left.
Ah, that guy's got an actual token. Is that JP from Street Fighter 6?
Let me look this up real quick.
I hope not. I've
Sweet.
gathered he's a pain in the ass.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, his arms are bigger than like my entire body.
I know, right?
I definitely
He's
see
a
the
fucking accountant.
resemblance to JP.
See, I've seen his face. I didn't expect him to be so huge. I thought he'd be like a wizard.
He is.
He's
that's the
just
fun
a
part.
classic D&D wizard who's just weirdly ripped for no reason.
No, he's a classic Street Fighter wizard. Everyone is
Cool.
shredded in Street Fighter.
That is true. Everyone's legs are entire trees.
You can't not be shredded in Street Fighter. They released a character named Ed, who I was learning how to play in Street Fighter 5. He was in the story of Street Fighter 5, and he's a tiny little twiggy twink of a man. And then they released him to be playable, and he's a fucking truck. Like, he went from, like, his arms are as thin as mine to his arms are as thin as my head is. That's just how Street Fighter works. Finally, it's amazing that more characters in Street Fighter 6 aren't, like, fucking huge. They made Jamie, a man, in that game who is actually, like, pretty thin and just toned instead of being fucking enormous. But JP, the wizard accountant, is the size of a freight train.
Choo choo. I do have Thomas the Tank Engine soundboard clips on here, but I will not be playing those on stream. Just imagine the intro, but deep red. All right. I will say that JP over here from Street Fighter 6 is gonna head over. Looks intent on stabilizing the poor man on the ground, unless someone wants to beat him to it.
I will kill him.
No, I'll let him do it.
I touch of death, JP, Street Fighter 6.
All right, let me see what token JP from Street Fighter 6 uses.
What do you mean what token? He's right there.
That's one of my That
It's one
is,
of your days.
it's one of my provisions, not wow, it doesn't give me a what? Hold on, let me double check this. Captain. Okay, let me try this name. Nope, it doesn't give me anything. Yeah, I had to provide this art. Not myself. This art is from the same place I get the art for. Do you all remember that? Do you all remember when we had the third member of the party along and you all came to like a town in the middle of the icy wastes and you were all like having dinner in like town village center, like there was a dinner.
Yeah, the last session that we had
Yes,
as a group.
yes. So that session, all the art I use for those tokens, that's basically the same place I got this art.
Ah, neat.
Yeah, I use art from that game in a few different places, and this seemed to be fitting as this individual comes over. Let me go back to the right page you all are at. Once the merchant is dealt with, which has been dealt with. Oh, by the way, I think sleep doesn't last very long. So if at least
Last 1 minute.
yes, in case Grandma would like to suplex him or do something else.
Sure, I will put him in a submission and tie his arms together.
Oh my. This is where I say my classic line, God, I wish that were me.
Oh yeah, since I haven't described her in like a month,
Yes.
to reiterate,
Please
my
do.
character is a, let's see, how tall did I make her?
She's 15.
7'3" hag who is dressed like a professional wrestler.
Nice. Hot. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So as you have assumed the position you normally often have in your workplace,
Mm-hmm.
this individual leans down, and as there's no stat block, I'm just going to simply roll a d20 for his medicine check. Excellent. That is enough to stabilize this poor individual, so I will, yeah. Yeah, good job. NPC.
We did it.
We saved the city. Oh, actually, this token does work out. So basically, you see before you a man with neatly trimmed facial hair wearing a red vest. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, sorry. You'll see that actually several soldiers rush in at this point and take both the unconscious man and they attempt to take the merchant who had attacked the man into custody if Grandma is willing to do so. But until that encounter happens, they are at least dragging. Let me pull some tokens out. Yes, one of these individuals is going to go up to Grandma and say, "Excuse me, we needed to take this man into custody." And are you willing to oblige?
Sorry, say that one more time. I missed that.
Yes, they were asking. They need to take that man into custody, the one that you're actively suplexing.
Yeah, okay. I suplex him into the handcuffs.
Impressive. Both of the guards here that have the merchant in custody look at the handcuffs and they're a little surprised. They're wondering how they've never seen clipping before, you know, like in a video game when like something clips into something else. They're like they have a normal view of physics and how it works and an expectation of how physics will never betray them. But in this brief instant, it looks like physics has betrayed them. So they're a little confused, but then they go back to resuming their duties and they are dragging the merchant away. As this is happening, this man right here will address you all. You'll see that the soldiers that are dragging them away wear the same gold filigreed armor as the Silent Verse members that you all encountered earlier, despite having different tokens. The older gentleman will say, the wounded man on the floor was Aurel Avim, son of King of Coin Messer Solemn Avim. Let me paste some names here. Um,
Oh, we were just looking for him.
I sell those token changes.
well, I was looking for a particular. I was hoping. That's funny. I was hoping that they had at least a thing here, but because there's no token for this captain guy, Captain Adan, as he'll introduce himself, I had to switch to me. He'll say, what likely happened here is that Aurel was sympathetic to the cause of the Bloodletters, the anti-aristocrat group that I lead. He gestures towards his red vest. This was much to his father's disapproval. But I'll have you know, my people, the Bloodletters, were not involved with the attack on him. He was sympathetic to our cause. It doesn't make sense for us to attack him.
Are you implying that his father had him killed, or like at least put the auto out?
That's a good question. Messer Solon of him.
And it's quite the claim.
I'm not saying it was him specifically. I just wanted to let you know it definitely wasn't us.
I can think of few things more suspicious than showing up after someone was like saved from an attempt on their life, walking right up to the people that saved that person, who you have no ties to, connection to, or knowledge of, and just walking up and saying, I didn't do it.
That is true. Let me provide some additional information. See if it looks incredibly suspicious. Let me take this opportunity to throw in some additional information. So,
Like, suspect added to notes.
So again, this is Captain Adan. He'll say, I'll give you all a little description. I'll paste for y'all in the Discord information that I'm about to reveal to all our listeners at a normal pace. Actually, I'll start partway through. So again, the March of Vice is coming up soon. It's 10 days long. It draws large crowds as the city celebrates the local wine trade, specifically the jelly wine that has made Zinda the wealthiest city in the land. Zindanese citizens will be garbing themselves in brightly colored costumes and feathered headdresses and indulging in feasting, song, and dance. Now this next paragraph is the information that Captain Adan here probably will let you know. After its recent years of prosperity, a cloud has settled over the city. Political dissidents are rumored to disappear from their beds as the Silent Verse, the enforcers of the ruling Kings of Coin, stalk the streets. The newest member of the Kings of Coin, Madame Samira Ara, as you all have met, grows restless with ambition and regularly hires mercenaries and spies to investigate her rival's secrets. The Bloodletters Laborers Union, that Captain Adan here is the leader of, opposes the leadership of the aristocracy at every turn. Seems they're very anti-aristocracy in general. Yes. So actually, the way that this is reading to me, it kind of seems like I don't think that the soldiers report to Captain Adan. I'm not quite sure. I need to check something else.
I feel like you might not have wanted to send us that last sentence.
That's okay. It technically says, I know the sentence looks very concerning, but it says here that Captain Adan, sorry, I've lost it. Can share any information. Oh, that's okay. I don't care. It's kind of like, that's probably like the line, to get people hooked on the module in general. That's okay. That's probably something he would say. He's like, like a cloud has fallen over the city. It's because the blood that this city was built on, or is like built over a burial ground or something. Like, it makes sense. But based on what I can tell here, I don't think he like orders these guards around. It's more like he was trying to like save the guy. I think he successfully did, but then the guards swooped in, I believe with the same intentions that you all had seen earlier with Samira Ara, where they're trying to keep things hush hush. So the killed son, the attacked daughter, this guy right here is an attacked son who is ultimately theoretically going to live, sweeping that under the rug. So basically the guards are going to take them away. I'm going to remove them from the token layer. You're left with Captain Adon, who's not affiliated with them. He's got a few dialogue options left, but other than that, that's probably it for this particular encounter.
Gotcha. So there are 6 kings of coin, and we now know of 3 of their direct children who have been attacked, one of whom has been successfully killed.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm following the thread correctly, we need to kill the rest of them.
That's correct. I mean, what? Did I say that out loud?
I'm a little concerned about the pacing of this adventure. We've heard about one attack that failed. We've seen the outcome of one attack like 10 minutes ago that was successful. And now we have intercepted another attack. If my understanding of the pacing of this is correct, we're going to encounter like the last 3 children that surely must exist, all of whom are like actively being assaulted by a single person with a butter knife or something.
Yeah, the werewolf.
Yeah, there's gonna be a werewolf who is just like simultaneously attacking all 3 of them, and he's just going to be comically ineffective about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just guiding him.
Like you said, with a butter knife.
He's got like claws that are like 6 inches long, and they're like strong enough to cut through steel, but he's like actively wielding like a +1 dagger.
Yeah, that you all can take afterwards.
Yep.
You heard it here first, folks. We've just been spoiled the final boss of this module.
And the loot that we'll get from it.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Who needs fancy jelly wine that can revive people, bring them back to life? Get a +1 dagger.
Get +1 dagger.
It's actually a butter knife.
Woohoo!
Well, the way I see it, there are 3 more children who have yet to be attacked. There are 3 of us. We could split the party and guard one of them each.
Oh, I thought you were going to say disguise yourselves as the children.
I love the idea of disguising Squeak as one of these people's children. Surely one of these people has to be a whale rat, right?
Surely one of these children is 7 feet tall and also elderly.
Yeah, we have a humanoid mouse, a 7-foot tall hag, and then we have like a 5'4" drow. Like among all of these characters, my character is like Suchi is the most normal person to see, but even still, he's still a drow in like a surface city. All of us are gonna stick out so much. I love this disguise plan. This is the only thing that we could possibly do.
I wasn't sure where Frilla was going. That was the first thing that came to mind.
I was going to say, we could each guard one of the children, and in case of attack, though if something more powerful than a commoner attacks, like, I don't know, a werewolf, that it would be more difficult for just one of us to fight them. So we could alternatively team up and hope we get lucky with which of the 3 we pick.
Certainly an option. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about splitting the party. It's probably better for the targets of these attacks, but substantially more dangerous for us, which I'm not a big fan of. Also, are we The lady that hired us. Fuck, what's her name?
Samira. Let me go ahead and
Samira. Do we even know if she has a kid? We're making an
Oh
assumption
yeah,
that
yeah.
she
You know what?
does
You're right. We
because
are making an assumption.
it has been the heirs of, it has been the children of the kings of coin that have been getting attacked, but we don't actually even know if she even has a kid. If she does, and she already picked up on the issue of if it's the king's kids that are being attacked, why the hell were we hired to find out what's going on instead of I'm hiring you to protect my kid?
I did just check. Asked her myself, "Hey, you got kids?" I did not do this. Sorry, I had to pretend to puke a little bit. The heteronormative question of, but you want kids, right? What? You don't? You'll change your mind, right? You just haven't found the right person. Um,
Are you asking her if she wants to have a fucking like hysterectomy?
no, I wouldn't. But I just scrolled through her mentions to see if she mentions a kid anyway. I don't think. Well, you know what? Technically, it's a secret. Guess you'll have to ask her yourself. I was gonna say something. I'm gonna double check. Oh, it's at this point that Captain Adon will actually say something. You'll see that he's discussing things with some of the other villagers. They'll say several people report seeing a figure wearing green and yellow hurrying away from the scene near the herbalist's cart. Sometime before the exciting event happened.
So Suchi overhears that comment.
I believe so, yes. You do have a pretty high passive perception, especially compared to the rest of the party.
I miss having it like an 18 in passive perception.
Yeah, actually, I was looking at your passive perception, as you probably noticed me look, and I was like, huh, it's a lot lower than I expected it to be.
I have proficiency in perception, but my wisdom is 10.
Jump.
Yeah.
So I heard about a lady wearing green pants and a yellow short fleeing the scene with the obelisk just before the attack.
Um,
Is that what you said?
Basically, they kind of, you have the correct description for this individual. I think the villagers will probably just say green and yellow in general, but you have an accurate depiction of what Suchi did see earlier.
Gotcha. Okay, so Suchi walks up to Captain Adon, was it?
Yes, that's correct.
And says, I couldn't help but overhear the conversations you're having. Did someone say something about a lady wearing green and yellow fleeing the scene right before the attack?
You get some nods, some affirmations from the NPCs. Captain Adon will say, yes, that seems to be what people noticed right before it happened.
I noticed someone very similar earlier. Did you happen to see which direction she went? That might be the next best. Following up on that might be the next best course of action.
Give me just a moment as I check.
Did you paste? I'm assuming it's a excerpt in the book. That last the part about the lady in yellow and green.
Yes, give me just a moment. All right, I have it. I will go and paste it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, can I ask Suchi to actually give me a persuasion check at advantage to ask for this particular set of information? Okay.
16.
So with the 16, Captain Adan will say, I've gathered the information from I almost said the NPCs in character, from the other citizens. And they say that they noticed that person heading in this direction. And it seems to align with the direction on your parchment, leading you to I believe it's called the Thorn Apple. Double check. The Thorn Apple, yes.
And remind me why we wanted to go to the Thorn Apple specifically?
Specifically, the Thorn Apple is where it would be. It's where one of the surviving kid of one of the Kings of Coin, I believe, is at. Let me just double check. I apologize. Okay. He wants you to question Zania, discover any information tying her attack and Jacopo's murder to Grandmaster Amos, and thus she provides directions to an establishment owned by Zania's family, a tavern called the Thorn Apple. The Thorn Apple, where Zania is under guard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't give most of that information last time, but yeah, that's why you could theoretically be heading that way in the first place.
Gotcha. Well then. Sounds like a good extra excuse to go to the Thorn Apple.
Yep.
Okay. I believe that's it then from Captain and Don this particular scene. So if it's okay with you all, I'll probably take you over to the Thorn Apple for the final scene of the session.
Sure.
Oh.
All right, let me pull up a particular track. That is true. The Thorn Apple, being a tavern, would be good for resting. How are you all feeling rest-wise for your characters?
I have used one spell slot.
I don't think I've done a single thing.
All right, it sounds like I should have you be attacked as you are now in disguise as, kids of the Kings of Coin. It is time to attack you.
We actually did that now.
No, I'm just kidding.
We already did it. Won't you paying attention?
No.
Me neither. What are we playing again?
Pathfinder 2nd edition.
Fuck yeah.
All right. You have arrived at the Thorn Apple. I'll take you all to the map momentarily. Although the building is packed with people, the Thorn Apple's baked clay walls create a cool interior. Dozens of tables are filled, and a huge stage across from the entrance is being set for a performance. This is the entrance. I can't read iconography on this map. Let me go ahead and take you over now. From behind a long, well-stocked bar, a comfortably dressed orc gives an enthusiastic wave and says, "Welcome, friends, and a blessed march of vice to you. How can your cousin Narcus help you tonight?" You'll find yourselves towards the bottom part of this building. I've placed your tokens a little bit farther in than you probably would be, as the door is right here. And their individual Uncle Nargis, or Cousin Nargis, is right here behind the bar. Feel free to arrange yourselves as you would like, and respond accordingly.
Is Narcus, did they provide art for him?
They did. Let me go ahead and provide that art now.
I've arranged myself as I felt was fitting for the scene.
Okay, let me show the class where you're arranged right now. There's no escape, old man. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson?
Oh, this is okay. This is Nogus Wubo,
Mm-hmm.
the gender neutral king of coin. For who's okay. This is a person whose daughter was attacked but survived.
I believe so, yes.
Cool.
Also, I'm just gonna say, yeah. I like that Grandma's also here threatening the King of Coin.
Perfect.
Alright.
Yes, to recap, Nargis here is a stylishly dressed middle-aged orc with a stout build.
Cool.
And the last thing said
Oh, I
was...
didn't realize I had any cousins.
Oh, it's just a saying. When you're here in Zinda, your family will take good care of you here. Welcome in.
Oh, it's like how I'm everyone's gran.
You seem like you'd make a fine gran.
He can't even bring himself to finish the word.
Well,
Well, I'm
said...
convinced. Thank you.
Because Braylip only said gran, right? Like short for grandma?
I said grandma.
Oh, I didn't hear the grandma part. Sorry. Then Nargis will say grandma and finish the sentence.
Okay.
Pop out.
I honestly didn't hear. That's my bad. So what can I get you?
I'll take a mug of information.
Oh? I don't think we have that in liquid form, but what are you looking for? Cousin Nargis will kind of like survey the drinks at their disposal, kind of like looking through.
Actually, maybe we should let the Suchi handle this, since you probably have higher charisma than I do.
Possibly.
Or at least persuasion.
Definitely. Well, maybe. What is my persuasion? +3.
3.
Yeah, fair enough. Suchi will say in hushed tones, since we're supposed to be keeping this on the down low, but he will say, "It is our understanding that your child and the children of the other kings of coin have been attacked and we were all hoping to get some information about that."
Can I ask you to roll me a persuasion check at disadvantage?
So,
Oh my gosh.
you will not deny me this night.
The dirty 20 is still a good roll. Nargis sounds like, or makes a motion as if they were about to say something, but doesn't, and says, "That's not..." Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. It looks like your question weighs heavily on their mind, and they'll say, "Sorry, I'm behind the bar. All I can do is serve you alcohol here."
Very well. Is there a different time or place that would be more conducive to discussion?
Nargis begins polishing a glass and says, "Not exactly sure." Ends the sentence there.
I see.
Hmm.
Very well. Thank you for your time nonetheless.
Nargis nods and says, "Feel free to come back if you're interested in ordering a drink, and stick around for the show that's starting quite soon."
Of course.
Should we stick around for the show?
Absolutely. Something's eating at him. He doesn't, for whatever reason, he doesn't want to talk about what's going on. And it's one thing if it's just a I'm on duty or there are other people around thing, but the answer of not even knowing if there was a better time or place to discuss this suggests that there was something else keeping him quiet. So I'm not sure that we're gonna get any information directly from him. Sticking around for this show might be our best bet to get some more information, even if it's just by observing him or them or the surroundings.
All right. Grandma will take a seat here since it gives a pretty good view of the entire bar. I guess we'll watch the show.
Okay. Since you have mentioned that you're taking a seat there because it gives you a view of the whole bar, I will allow again Suchi, as you have the appropriate level of required passive perception. As you're here, you'll notice that several armed figures are littered throughout the tavern, focusing more on the patrons than they are their drinks. It seems, not to reveal my hand, but I'm gonna say they're probably the guard tokens that you see, as opposed to the commoner tokens, or But yeah, I'll say that at least Suchi realizes that.
Gotcha. Granny, keep an eye out for the various patrons in the bar. Some of them are armed. Hopefully, they'll just be all watching for suspicious characters, but alternatively, they might be dangerous.
Good to know.
Okay. With that description, is there anything else you all would like to do or say before I return us back from the brink to the present day, the present time, the present place?
No, wait, no, don't go back to reality. I have a job in this world.
Oh, don't. Yeah, same.
I want to stay in D&D where I can fix my problems by casting like 20-foot radius explosions on people.
True. I wish I could solve my problems like that. All right. Well, without further ado, I'm gonna try this track out for the first time. As I put the under overlay back up and call episode 11 of Journeys to the Radiant Citadel right there, and we'll see what happens next time. We'll see what the show entails. Perhaps you will be able to successfully coerce information out of Nargis. Maybe not. Maybe some other plans are in the works, like the kidnapping or the imitation that the Light's Darkness has suggested. The world is your oyster. Come next time on Journeys to the Radiant Citadel, which I believe... sorry I didn't discuss this with you all, but probably, I think July 7, unless we do it on a Wednesday again, but we'll resume Radiant Citadel then, because I can't do next week.
Can you do next Wednesday for Mad Mage?
I cannot. I believe I'm specifically Wednesday onward, Wednesday through Sunday of next week. I'll be unavailable.
Dang. Okay.
But I'll keep you posted in case something comes up. Well, like Friday for sure not, but Wednesday, 10% chance of happening.
Sounds good.
Okie doke.
All right. Anything else from you all before I take us out? Any fun facts for the class?
In
Nope.
1986, no, I don't have anything.
Okay. In that case, we will catch you all next time. We typically stream Wednesdays. Wednesdays and Fridays. Fridays is Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel. Wednesdays is Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And of course, I try to sneak in some other stuff on the other days of the week. Thanks for sticking around. Those of you lurking, the Lights Darkness, for hanging out as long as you did. Appreciate having people on deck with feedback and comments and fun facts and stuff. So yeah, appreciate you being here. To see you next time. I hope you all have a. So I guess for you, I hope you have a good afternoon. I hope anyone else, especially in our neck of the woods, have a good night. And we'll catch you next time.
Good night, everyone.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.